Hi everyone! Welcome again to another edition of Storytime with Robbie. It's great to be with you. As you've all been waiting for, I promised you today that I'm just going to be introducing to you my other pet, and here she is, here she is, my parents' dog, Callie. Here she is. I love her so much. And she's 2 years old. There you go, my crazy dog. Alrighty, so it's dog themed books today. So I'm going to be reading you Can I Be a Dog by Troy Cummings, and I'm going to be reading Stanley's Party by Linda Bailey, and I will be reading Groovy Joe, Ice Cream and Dinosaurs by Eric Litwin. Hope you enjoy. Alrighty, everybody. The first story I'm going to read is Can I Be Your Dog by Troy Cummings. Let's get started. Dear people at Yellow House, woof! Can I be your dog? I'm potty trained and I have my own squeaky bone. I also love to play. I see you have a cat, but I'm willing to work with you. Woo's a good dog. Who's a good dog? I am sincerely Arfie. P.S. I know every house on Butternut Street, but I asked you first. Dear Arfie, we're so sorry, but you could not be our dog. Our cat is allergic to dogs. Good luck in your search. The Honeywells. Dear Butcher Lady, can I be your dog? I think your butcher shop would be a great place for a puppy like me. I could keep the floor nice and clean. Arthie. Chop, chop, butcher shop. Look, pal, I've got a bone to pick with you. Last time I let a dog in my shop, a dozen meatballs went missing. Sorry, but there's no way I'm taking in a pooch. Veronica Shank Butcher. P.S. No hard feelings. Enjoy these dried giblets, and good luck finding a home. Num, 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 num. Dear Fire Station number 5, can I be your dog? I can fetch your boots. Plus, let's just say I know my way around a fire hydrant. I've sniffed out every single one on Butternut Street, and yours is the shiniest, Arthie. Butternut Fire Department number 5. Butternut Street Fire Station. Dear applicant, thank you for your interest in working with the Butternut Street Fire Station. Unfortunately, the position of fire dog has already been filled. We'll keep your letter on file. Best wishes in your search. Station number 5. Dear Junkyard Guy, I'm not gonna lie, you're my next to last choice, but these past few days have been rough. So please, can I be your dog? Don't eat much, and I can bark if people try to steal your junk and stuff. Hopefully yours, Arthie. Dear Mutt, get lost. Dear last house on Butternut Street, can I be your dog? I see that your yard is full of weeds and your windows are broken and there's a funny smell, but I'm not picky, just lovely. Arfie. Arfie, soggy box in the alley. Return to sender. Nobody at this address. Last house on Butternut Street. Arroo, arroo. To Arfie. Dear Arfie, can I be your person? I need a friend who will be with me no matter what snow, rain, heat, or gloom of night. And I see that you've already know everyone on Butternut Street. I know you'll make a first-class partner with hugs and head scratches. Mitzi Whipple, letter carrier. P.S. If you agree, meet me at the blue mailbox. Cafe Donuts. Dear Mitzi, you know what? My tail has been wagging ever since I got your note. My answer is truly yours, Arfie. P.S. Woof! Scratch, scratch! Here's how you can help a homeless animal. Adopt a shelter animal instead of buying a pet. Volunteer at a shelter or a pet adoption event. Spay or neuter your pet so there will be fewer fur babies to find a home for. Donate to your local animal shelter or a national animal advocacy group such as American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, SPCA.org, the Humane Society, humanesociety.org. Extend a helpful paw so all your animal friends can find a forever homes. Arfie. The end. All right, everybody. The second story I'm going to read today is Stanley's Party by Linda Bailey. Stanley knew he wasn't supposed to sit on the couch, but his people went out a lot and they never came home before midnight. So one night, Stanley began to wonder what would happen if he sat on the couch while they were gone, just for a minute. He put one paw on the couch and waited. Nothing happened. He put a second paw up. Slowly, Stanley dragged his whole huge body onto the couch. He sat there nervously, listening. He waited for someone to yell, "Stanley," off the couch, but no one said a thing, so Stanley lay down. The couch was more comfortable than he'd ever dreamed. Stanley stretched out his legs. He put his paws up on the cushions. He sprawled and squirmed and sniffed the leather trim. The couch was wonderful. All that evening, Stanley lolled and lounged on the couch. Just before midnight, he remembered his people. He straightened the cushions, brushed away dog hair, and hopped off the couch. When his people came home, he was waiting at the door. "Good dog, Stanley," they said. "Ruff," said Stanley, wagging his tail. Stanley felt terribly clever. He was so pleased with himself that the next night he decided to try something new. He had noticed that when his people sat on the couch, they often listened to music. Stanley had seen how they got it. He pushed some buttons with his nose. A moment later, music filled the room. Stanley was entranced. His body began to sway. His feet began to move. Soon, Stanley was waltzing around the room. When the music changed, He tried a cha-cha-cha and a tango. He even did a bit of ballet. Stanley danced up a storm that night. He didn't stop until just before midnight. Then he turned off the music and tidied the couch. When his people came home, he was sitting on the living room floor. "Good dog, Stanley," they said. "Bark-dee, bark, bark," said Stanley. On the third night, Stanley broke into the fridge. It wasn't hard. He just pushed his nose firmly in the rubber seal and the door popped open. There was a lasagna in there that he'd been watching for days. It didn't last long. After it was gone, Stanley licked the plate clean and put it in the sink. When his people came home, he was lying on his dog bed. "Good dog, Stanley," they said. "Burp," said Stanley. Stanley couldn't believe his new life. Now he didn't mind at all when his people went out. As soon as they left, he sat on the couch. He sahayed and shimmered to the music. He nibbled and noshed from the fridge. "I'm having so much fun," thought Stanley. But after a couple of weeks, he realized that something was still missing. And one day when Stanley's people took him to the dog park, he figured out he was tired of having fun alone. Stanley trotted over to his best friend, Alice. "How'd you like to come over to my house this evening?" said Stanley in dog talk. "What for?" asked Alice. "We could sit around on the couch," said Stanley. "Put on some music, do a little dancing, maybe have a snack." "Sounds great," said Alice. "What sounds great?" asked Oscar. Coming up to join them, before Stanley knew it, he had invited Oscar too, and Mabel and Digger and Gassy Jack. He invited 2 more dogs on the way, and all the dogs he invited talked to other dogs, and those dogs talked to other dogs, and those dogs talked to still other dogs. That night, right after Stanley's people left, the dogs began to show up. At first, they came into 2s and 3s, then they arrived in packs. Some of them were Stanley's friends, but a lot more were strangers. Stanley wasn't worried. "The more the merrier," he said. It wasn't long before the house was jammed with every kind of dog you could imagine. Shaggy dogs, bald dogs, dogs with wrinkles, dogs with fleas, humongous dogs, wincy dogs, dogs with floppy ears. They filled the rooms. They packed the stairs. They flowed out onto the porch and lawn. Drooling dogs, dainty dogs, dogs that needed a bath. "Anyone hungry?" asked Stanley, popping the fridge door open. Dogs poured into the kitchen. "Help yourselves," said Stanley. So soon the fridge was bare. "Anyone care for some music?" asked Stanley. He put on some rock and roll. The dogs went wild. They stomped, they boogied, they bebopped and jived, they twisted and jitterbugged and mashed. They danced under their paws. They danced until their paws were sore. They danced till the whole house shook. And who do you think danced hardest of all? Stanley. It was the best doggone party a dog ever had. It was also the only night ever that Stanley's people came home early. At first they didn't say anything. Then they said together very loud, "Stanley, bad dog!" All the dogs except Stanley had to go home. Stanley helped his people clean up. It took 2 whole days. After that, whenever Stanley's people went out, they took Stanley with them. Stanley didn't mind. He went out a lot, and he never came home before midnight. As for the party, well, this all happened a long time ago, but in Stanley's neighborhood, the dogs still talk about that night, and the dogs that were there told other dogs, and those dogs told still other dogs. The story spread until dogs all over the country heard it, then dogs all over the world, and now where dogs gather from Tamara to Timbuktu, they tell the story of Stanley's party. If you don't believe me, ask your dog. The end. Alrighty, everybody. The third story I'm going to read today is Groovy Joe, Ice Cream and Dinosaurs by Eric Litwin. Groovy Joe saw something yummy. Groovy Joe started rubbing his tummy. Groovy Joe was living the dream. He had a spoon and a tub of ice cream, and he started to sing. Love my dog. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Roar! Oh no! A little dinosaur stomped into the room. He glared at the ice cream and took out a spoon. He pulled on a bib. He pulled up a chair. What did Joe say? It's awesome to share, and everyone sang. Love my doggy ice cream. Love my doggy ice cream. Roar! Oh no! A big dinosaur burst into the room. He glared at the ice cream and took out a spoon. He put on a bib. He pulled up a chair. What did Joey say? It's awesome to share, and everyone sang, love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream. Roar! Oh no! A huge dinosaur smashed into the room. She glared at the ice cream and took out a spoon. She pulled on a bib. She pulled up a chair. What did Joe say? It's awesome to share, and everyone sang, love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream. Roar! The tub was empty, the ice cream was through, so the dinosaurs glared at you-know-who. What can Joe do? He turned over the tub and made it a drum. Groovy Joe beat out a tum-tum. The dinosaurs laughed. They rose from their chairs. They started to dance. They jumped in the air. Then what did they say? It's awesome to share, and everyone sang together, love my doggy ice cream, love my doggy ice cream. The end. Go. Alrighty, everybody. Really hope you enjoyed the books today, and hope you enjoyed also meeting my parents' dog, Callie. I'm so glad that I was able to share her with you, and been able to share all my other pets with you. Thank you so much again for joining me and for watching. Remember, please comment on the video and let me know what you think of the books, and maybe what you thought of my dog Callie. I hope you all stay well. Have a fantastic rest of your day and your Wednesday and this has been the Wednesday edition of Storytime with Robbie. See me here Saturday for the Saturday edition of Storytime with Robbie. Have a great day. Bye.